Hi, Anti-Society! Welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today we are checking out UAU, JiU's Sacrifice, Focus Cam, and just prayers to everybody involved in this. For me, for you, I feel like just going through all of these is going to be a test of all of our resilience, right? I may just be procrastinating a little bit for this one because I do prefer to have my soul safely inside of me, which I feel like is not what's going to happen with this performance. I have been singing this song, just like going about my life for the last 24 hours. It's fine. Crazy bass in this, like drums. At least we get a little bit of a breather at the beginning, because she's just on standby before absolutely taking our souls. I already have like my hand on like the pause rewind. That kick is so good. Oh my gosh, the facial expressions. I didn't notice the chair shifted when she turns. I didn't realize the cane was there either, to be honest. I was distracted. Like, the vocals are just too good. The fact that they're doing all this with props and holding a mic. I'm not jealous of a chair, it's fine. I'm sorry, I will try to behave myself. Rein myself in. Strut. Ma'am, don't raise your eyebrows at me. So this is not your fan cam. Just look, the little hip movement, but the little hand, like, the little hand detail along with it just like sells the move. I also didn't realize that she walked off at this point. Again, distracted, to be fair. So that's where she got her cane. Because the other one was, that one, that's who it has, was for Yuyen. Ma'am. She covers a lot of ground, too. I know I just rewound before the kick. But you gotta get to your spot on time, and she did it smooth. The kick is so good. I mean, we're gonna go back, for obvious reasons. You can see a little bit in her face that she's like more concentrated now that we've got props. She's smooth with it though. I was gonna say, is she doing like the higher harmony there? Ma'am. We all know why we're rewinding. Throwing up the cane too and catching it at the right spot is also a lot. Ma'am. She doesn't. Okay, she does not need to make that facial expression. Unnecessary. She's far less cheeky smiles in this one than 2 months. There's a little bit, but not quite. I mean, the eyebrows, I know I'm interrupting before the notes happen. I just know she's keeping time by tapping her fingers on her mic, which I also think is interesting. We have such a like heavy beat, but she's like keeping, I'm assuming, time because she's covering a lot of ground in this. Noticing just like the way that she's moving from one side of the stage to the other, going off stage and then having to like, walk back around the formation to be on like stage, like she's going off stage left and has to go back behind the formation and be on stage right of the formation. So she's covering a lot of ground in this choreo. And I feel like some of the counting is probably her being like, how many beats do I have before I need to be somewhere else? Because she's like backing up while she's doing it. That's what I'd be doing anyway. Because then she's like tapping with her foot, so it's a little easier. Yeah, not your fan cam. On vocals. Ma'am, do not play up to the camera. I'm like, yeah, she had to like hold that the longest because she's the last one to go back to her seat. Ma'am, I mean the power. Also, I feel like her voice is so good for harmonies because it's so soft that it just fills in those harmonies so well. Oh, I was gonna say, what are we getting for the close-up? And I was assuming it was gonna be this. Because they have taken no prisoners in this comeback, this whole comeback, this debut. Ma'am, unnecessary facial expressions. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just what more from the top. Like, even with it partly covered up, I'm like, I have to question my existence a little bit. So good, right? There's some little things I feel like with a close-up, I can see a little bit more in terms of the logistics of the performance, which is obviously what's going to happen. Like, the closer up that you are to something, the more that you're going to see those. Just in terms of using the props, negotiating with them. Not that she did any, like, there were any mistakes anywhere. Not that there was any, like, actual issue. It's just, like, interesting to see some of that. Like, how do we get the canes on stage, right? So, like, the one cane is already there, so we can pass it off to Sua in center, and then we have the two on the sides who can like, grab the canes and go back to their spots, and you have them like cross in the formation, right? So Yuan goes off stage right to get her prop, and then comes to the stage left of the formation. JiU's like the opposite, right? To have that dynamic of them crossing behind Sua. So it's just interesting to see some of that, and like moving the chairs into place, even just like getting the timing right. Like I said, I feel like there's a couple of points in this where you can see JiU kind of keeping track of the timing and changing the way that the speed of which she's doing certain moves, or the speed at which she's walking from one place to the other to make sure that she's hitting on the right beat, which is just like performance things. Like everyone does that. So it's just like interesting to get to see some of that. Once you can get past everything that's happening on the surface level, I think we all understand how we feel with this performance, just generally speaking. But I feel like I'm like partly distracted because I'm like, that's so technical to be using so many different things, like holding a mic instead of having mics that are like on, that they're wearing, which I'm assuming is like a sound mixing reason. Having the canes, having the chairs, the amount of just ground they're covering, going back and forth on the stage, right? There's so many like, little logistical things and all the harmonies that they're doing and all of that, that it's just, it's crazy to think how much is in this performance. And it looks like it's just super laid back and easy. Legitimately just a really good performance. Like, it baffles me every time I'm looking at it, because obviously there's like initial like shock of seeing this performance, right? It's just like a fan seeing this or hearing the song for the first time, seeing the showcase for the first time. There's a certain amount of, oh God, that just happens, right? As we all struggle and suffer. But the more that I get to watch it, the more that I get to see the logistics of it, I'm like, there's so much involved with this performance. Like, I feel 2 months was intentionally something that they could perform a lot and not have to deal with all the logistics of it, because they were going to be performing it a lot to promote this debut. So you have to think of that. Whereas like this one, when you have a bunch of props and stuff and there's like logistical things with it, you kind of need to save it for when you have more control over like the venue and the performance, just because there's just more pieces that you have to like juggle with that, as opposed to something where you can have like the mics that you're wearing, instead of having a mic that you're holding or props or whatever, you make up for it with the fact that they have backup dancers, right? This one, they don't have that, but there's like other things they're bringing into it. So I just think it's interesting as like a performer to think of all the stuff that you have to be thinking about on stage. And I feel like you can see that a little bit with, at least zooming in on JiU. I don't know if that's going to be with the other members when I get to their focus cams and all of that, but you can see her focus in a little bit more. And some of that's just the personality of the song is like a little bit less like tongue-in-cheek as 2 months. But this one is also, I think, just her, you have to think of more things in this performance. So I think that some of that's just her kind of locking in to that performance, and then having moments where she gets those more like those little like smiles or the little eyebrow raises and stuff. Like she has moments where she like plays up for the camera, but it seems like she's a little bit more focused, just because you have to be with this kind of performance. But love it every single time. It hurts, but I love it anyway. I don't know what that says about me, but I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. You can click this playlist to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so next time I post a UAU or Dreamcatcher reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.